With tax season just getting underway, you might be wondering, how exactly is a business taxed? Well, the answer really depends on how the business is structured and if there are any special tax elections which have been made with the IRS. So let's get to it. Welcome to Tax Chit Chat, the place where we talk all things tax all the time. So let's start with the most straightforward form of business, the sole proprietorship. You'll find that you're a sole proprietor if either 1, you haven't created a legal entity for your business, or 2, you're just doing business under your social security number. This is most common for those who do things such as rideshare, Airbnb, or selling goods on sites like Tradesy, Poshmark, Etsy, and the like. These individuals will report both their income and their expenses associated with their business on Schedule C of their Form 1040. So what this means is that the individual, not the business, is going to be responsible for the taxes associated with their business activity. In our very next video, we're going to go over how to file an accurate self-employed tax return. So if you don't want to miss it, then make sure you like this video and then come back to it in about a week. Once that's video done, I'll make sure that it's linked right up here. Next up are legal entities, with the first one being a limited liability company or an LLC. The way an LLC is taxed really depends on if it's got one member or multiple members. If the LLC has one member, then the IRS considers it a disregarded entity. What that means is they don't consider it separate from the owner. So, single-member LLCs file their taxes the exact same way as those who are self-employed, which means they file a Schedule C on Form 1040. Now, if an LLC has multiple members, then the IRS taxes it as a partnership, which we'll go over next. Partnerships are formed when more than one person agrees to conduct a business activity together. They can be informal, meaning just formed with a handshake, or they can be formal, meaning that there's a legal document behind them. To report their tax obligations, a partnership files IRS Form 1065. This tax return tallies up all the income and expenses of the business activity to arrive at a profit, but then it divides it up amongst the owners. So if there are 2 owners, the profit gets divided 50-50. If there are 3 owners, then the profit gets divided a third, and a third. What then happens is each owner gets their share of profit on what's known as the Schedule K1. They will then use that Schedule K1 to report their profit on their individual Form 1040. So, similar to a sole proprietorship, a member of a partnership or a multi-member LLC is going to be responsible for the taxes on their personal return. Now, if an individual doesn't want to be personally responsible for the taxes of their business activity, then they usually form a corporation. A corporation, or what's sometimes called a C Corp by us tax professionals, is an ordinary corporation. You legally set it up with the Secretary of State or your State Department of Business. C Corps file their taxes on Form 1120. So it goes through the same process of tallying up its income and its expenses and arriving at its profit as all the other businesses do. But the difference is that the corporation is the one that pays the taxes, not any of the owners or the shareholders. And currently, due to the tax law changes in 2018, a C Corp just pays a flat 21% income tax at the federal level. So that means if its profit was $100,000, it's just going to pay $21,000 in taxes. Now, the last entity to talk about isn't really an entity per se, but a tax classification made with the IRS. What I'm referring to is what's called an S Corp. Just about any company can become an S Corp by filing IRS Form 2553 with the Internal Revenue Service. If you want to learn more about how to make an S Corp election with the IRS, then check out either of these 2 videos. The tax return that an S Corp completes is IRS Form 1120S, and similar to a partnership, the business tallies up its income and expenses, arrives at a profit, and then issues a K1 to each of the members for their appropriate share. So like sole proprietorships and partnerships or multi-member LLCs, the individual owners of the S Corp are the ones who pay the federal taxes for the business. But the reason why some people choose the S Corp tax structure is because it can massively reduce one's tax liability. If you'd like us to do a video on how electing S Corp status can cut your tax bill, then leave a comment below. Who knows, we might just do it this tax season. Did I really just commit to making another video during tax season? Now, are you considering launching a business, or have you recently started one? Well, know that launching your business is going to take everything that you've got to make it a success. So to help you out, we created a free download for you, 10 accounting and tax tips for startups and small businesses. To grab your copy, just click the link in the description of this video, or you can just click right here. We'll then shoot that over to you, and we'll let you know when our new course, How to Set Your Business Up from a Legal and Tax Perspective, a step-by-step guide, is ready and available for purchase. So just to recap, sole proprietorships and single-member LLCs file Schedule C on the owner's Form 1040. Multi-member LLCs and partnerships file Form 1065 and use Schedule K-1 to pay the taxes on the owner's Form 1040. S-Corps file 1120-S and use Schedule K-1 to pay the taxes on the owner's Form 1040. And the only entity that does not pass through taxes to the owners is a corporation. A C-Corp files Form 1120 and it pays the taxes resulting on its own. Make sense? If you like this video and you got some value from it, then please give it a thumbs up, or you can say thanks by buying me a coffee. The link's in the description below, and the extra coins go towards helping us make future videos and pay for things like gear and props. So until we meet again, remember to keep earning, keep learning, and just like that, this chat is adjourned.